So here I am again, better lighting this time. So one of the things that I also wanted to mention is post-traumatic stress syndrome. For me, I got kicked in the face by a mule, and of course, that had all kinds of other effects with it. I had fractures and I had to have root canals done and had the traumatic brain injury. And one of the most important thing to deal with for me was and still is, even though it is so much better now, the post-traumatic stress syndrome. And what I have learned is that, with it, you cannot reason with your mind. A certain situation obviously is dangerous and you need to react a certain way. For me, it comes up when I'm around my horses. When I hear galloping and I don't know where the sound comes from, or even when I'm in the car and I see brake lights, I have the same reaction. So it can be very out of nowhere, so to speak, things that just trigger my mind, and there's not much I can do. I crouch down even though I know I have to make myself big and move, with my horses. Sometimes I cannot do it. So I had to change my profession. I'm not barefoot trimming anymore. I'm working with my own horses, and they have helped me tremendously through this recovery. 3 days after my accident happened, I actually knew that my body needed the physical touch of a horse so that I wouldn't just leave within my brain that I couldn't deal with it. So my husband, he tied up my little mare Glory. She's an half Icelandic, half quarter horse, and I brushed her. I felt very vulnerable because obviously with fractures and loose teeth, you don't feel like you really want to be around a horse and could get bumped. So there is a survival mechanism that happens obviously with your body. But I did brush her, and that helped me. And my herd, we have 4 horses. Back then we had 5. I had one horse that I couldn't handle, and I knew it wasn't fair to her or to myself to keep her, and a good friend of mine bought her from me, and I'm very glad that she has a very good home. But I knew my limitations. I was very clear on that. And the rest of the herd, still today, they know that the rules have changed. I made very clear when they could or could not walk into my space, where I felt comfortable with or where I couldn't feel comfortable with. And they really understood. It was incredible. And sometimes, in the mornings, I go outside with my coffee cup and I just sit there and I be with them, I am with them. So they come up and we have communications, and it's beautiful. I really learned a lot from my horses and also from other herds. My husband is a photographer and he leads workshops, and that has helped me tremendously to be around the horses, even in different situations. So horses are one tool to recovery for sure. Then another thing that I do want to mention about the post-traumatic stress syndrome is that your immune system really very likely goes downhill because your body is constantly in alert and it's stressing that body out tremendously. Even though you might not notice it, but long term, it definitely has an effect. It did for me anyways. I'm not saying and putting in your mind that you are the same and it has to happen to you the same way. But for me, what happened was I had a really weak stomach, and so I attracted H. pylori bacteria, which So sorry, I lost you there. Which that was a whole different turn of events, because see, I thought that this H. pylori had the same effect than my brain injury. You know, I had to vomit on a regular basis every day, and I felt very foggy in my mind. I couldn't really keep my energy level up. I had to, you know, lay down during the day, at night, you know, felt very sluggish in the morning. I mean, on and on. You go through the symptoms of H. pylori. I had them all, but I didn't know about H. pylori. So I never even went to the doctor, because I thought, well, you know, my mind or my brain is going, you know, backwards. So at some point, I found a Ayurvedic practitioner. I went to her, and she immediately sent me to get blood tests done, and I did. And the doctor I went to, she immediately also said, yeah, this is H. pylori. They tested, it came out positive. And so since then, I have adjusted my diet accordingly. You know, I eat a lot of omega-3 fats, omega-6, omega-12, I mean B12 stuff, and, you know, a lot of vitamins, a lot of vegetables, a lot of things that are really nutritious and healthy. I do take some supplements. I do take spirulina, I take vitamin C, just things to help the body. And, you know, it might be different for you, but I just went with the cravings I had, because I felt my body has a inner wisdom and intelligence that even if I go to the doctor, I know what I need for me. So yes, I do go to the doctor. I listen to their advice, and they have helped me in many cases. And then I think it through, and I see what feels good in my body and what doesn't. I don't take every advice, and I feel very strongly and clearly when it's a no. You know, I used to be on homeopathic remedies, on a constitutional remedy after taking a really high dose of arnica for the brain injury. And that helped me. And then I felt I needed to stop with the homeopathic. So I did. I stopped. And so you know, and then I take Chinese herbs, and I do different things. One of the things that has helped me was Ayurvedic treatments with oil, getting my constitution balanced. So I do a lot of different things that are all related to the brain, to the post-traumatic stress syndrome, you know, but my overall health, to strengthen my whole body and find that wholeness within again. So I encourage you, if you have post-traumatic stress syndrome, to really explore all these different options for yourself. You know, equine therapy is fantastic. I love it. If you have the chance of being around horses whenever you want to, they're always there for us. They're always listening. With my own herd, I am very particular who, you know, I bring in. I just feel I'm the leader of the herd, so I've learned a lot from them, and I feel like I am responsible. And health-wise, you know, post-traumatic stress benefits tremendously if your healthy body supports you in a clear thinking mind. So if I can help you in any way, you know, you can always reach out to me. My email address is claudia@radiantsoul.org, and I'm happy to answer questions for you. You know, I just want to share really what I have been through, and if it can help you, and if I can help you in any way, I am really happy to do so. So take advantage and share with your friends. Thank you. Bye-bye.